2024. Can we all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the roll call for the evening, since our secretary isn't here. Board Director Morales,
Present.
Board Director Raleigh,
Here.
Board Director Mr. Washington,
Present.
Board Director Lawrence Ham,
Present.
Board Director Betty McLaren,
Present.
Board Director, I'm looking right at you, Amanda Johnson,
Present.
and Joan Neal, I'm present. Absent is Board Director Harris and Board Director Lavender Sands. Okay. Okay, we'll begin with all right, we're going to begin with the Delaware County Intermediate Unit report from Board Director Betty McLaren.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This a summary of what's been going on with DCIU. The Board of Directors meeting was April the 3rd, 2024. There was an approval to support consultation, training, and professional learning opportunities. It was approved to approve a contract with Discovery Education to provide annual subscription to Delaware County districts from July 1, 2024 to June 30th, 2027 at the consortium rate. It was approved to appoint Mr. Bob Hornberger, Springfield School District, to fulfill the term from March 22nd, 2024 to June 30th, 2026 to replace the existing board member, Ms. Margaret Razzoni. Was approved to submit to DCIU Special Education Plan for 2024-2025 school district. Approved was an agreement with the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania to participate in the state and local cybersecurity grant program. They approved the contract with yours truly, Chester Upland School District, for IT assessment from March 7th, 2024 to July 15th, 2024. Our contract was approved for Comcast Cable Communications Management LLC to provide internet services to the schools, libraries, and other entities in a region-wide area network from July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. Also approved were contracts with the following to manage security services from July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025, Maple Newtown School District, the Borough of Darby, and the Township of Ridley. Approved were contracts with the following for computer repair services from July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025, Chester Community Charter School, Chester Upland School District, Upper Darby School District, and William Penn School District. On a personal note, it is actually more beneficial, economically sound to use DCIU as opposed to other vendors. They also approved an articulation agreement with the Commonwealth University of Pennsylvania for exercise therapy and sports science students to earn up to 10 credits from April 2024 to April 2029. And lastly, it was approved permission to give up to 12 students and 2 staff members to attend HOSA, Future Health Professional International Leadership Conference in Houston, Texas, from June 25, 2024 to June 30th, 2024. That concludes my report.
Any questions? Anybody have any questions?
The IT, the Comcast, going into the libraries, is that at no charge to the cases where they're implementing it, or is there a charge attached to it?
I think it's was that the one at the consortium level? Our IT, the contract for us is for our IT assessment. And I guess it runs over almost a year's time, March 7th, 2024 to July 15th. There was one approved the contract for Comcast Cable to
Chairman,
provide internet for schools, libraries. Is that all of us, the ones that are in the consortium?
I'm not sure about that one, but the IT assessment one is to do the audit on the district to determine the needs of the district moving forward.
I don't think that will take a year.
No, it just says the time is from March 7th, so it's been going on, to July 15th.
They haven't been in the district yet at this time, so that's just a period of time. That's supposed to get it done.
Thank you.
So it should be done by July 20th.
Yes, and it was actually on our agenda. It had to be approved here in district before it went to their board.
Right. Thank you.
All right, we'll move on now to our legislative liaison report from Director Morales.
Good evening. This evening, I will be providing legislative updates regarding education funding, cyber charter, school reform, and mental health awareness. So the fight is still ongoing to pass Governor Shapiro's proposed historic education budget. As a final push, advocacy groups are requesting school districts, community organizations, PTOs, and district education foundations and other municipalities to pass a resolution in support of the governor's proposal. This is something that we will add to our agenda and support the push for this funding. In the cyber charter school space, a recent press release from PSBA notes that in 2002, Pennsylvania's charter school law, originally enacted in 1997, was amended to authorize the creation of cyber charter schools as an alternative to traditional public schools and brick and mortar charter schools. Since that time, no substantial updates have been made to address the significant issues that school districts and taxpayers face due to flaws in the law. Cyber charter schools are significantly different from traditional charter schools in that they are cyber, and as such do not require the typical overhead of a brick and mortar school. Yet cyber schools receive the same per pupil tuition rate as brick and mortar charters. The below pieces of legislation support efforts to structure tuition rates and eliminate the creation of new charter schools. So currently we have House Bill 1422, which has been proposed in support of Governor Shapiro's budget recommendation to implement a flat rate for students attending cyber charter schools. That rate is currently set at $8,000. The proposed rate is $8,000 per student. We have Senate Bill 27, which is a moratorium on new cyber charter schools, and it was introduced and referred to the Senate Education Committee on March 28, 2024. This bill would amend the public school code that provides for cyber charter schools and asserts that beginning July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2027, the Department of Education may not review or act on any applications for the establishment of new cyber charter schools regardless of the date in which the department received the application. On mental health, mental health is not a new concept. However, the awareness and intentional attention to mental health was brought to the forefront during the pandemic. To this extent, the Department of Education, districts, and legislators are making a concerted effort to catch up. The below pieces of legislation support these efforts. So we have House Bill 1553, which passed the House unanimously on March 25th. This bill requires schools to include the suicide prevention hotline on the back or on the front or back of student ID cards to include it visibly on the school's website and in counselors' offices for grades 6 through 12. And then House Bill 1519, which will provide for 3 mental health days a year. This bill is currently awaiting leadership action in the House. And that is the end of my report. Any questions?
All right, thank you. Anybody have anything?
Now, I know they're working hard to try not to make the $8,000 happen.
Right, very much so, but I feel like it's going to happen.
You said to not
Make it happen
$8,000 per student.
for cyber
For
charter.
cyber, right now, they're getting the same thing as brick and mortar.
But I feel like it's going to happen because there's a group, so PA School Works has, is contracted with this law firm is doing pro bono work to expose, what do they call it? Reserves of some of the cyber charter schools. And so one of them is, Cyber Connect. They have like over $100 million in their reserve right now. And so they are looking at that, and they're also looking at properties that these cyber charter schools own, what they're doing with those properties. So I think we're going to get it.
Okay, anybody else have anything? All right, we'll move on to our curriculum report with Director Ham.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
The students of grades K through 8 will be testing from June 24th to from April 23rd to May 10th. That's grades K through 8, PSA testing. They'll be for grades 9 and 11, the Keystone testing for algebra, biology, and English 10. That's from May 13th to May 24th. And then the NOCD test for seniors who is at our CTE. That exam will be happening for the seniors. And on the agenda that Dr. Sutton also has on the agenda is the Avid Summer Bridge program. It's a free program. Students entering K through 8 at STEM. It's a free program. It's from June 24th to July 25th, Monday to Thursdays, 8:30 to 3 p.m. It's going to be inclusive of ELA enrichment, math enrichment, arts and special activities, field trips, free meals, and transportation will be provided. You must apply by May 3rd. The other hat that Dr. Sutton wears on the agenda, he has the approval of VEO Transportation to provide busology training services. From what I understand, that's an individual, second individual, or someone else that we need to more or less take care of our bus routes.
So that's the transportation coordinator who needed training on the software.
Right. It's a software.
Training for our transportation.
Yeah,
coordinator.
transportation out. And also, is ratifying and approving the payment to Go Guardian, who for this year it's a web filtering software program. Okay. And that's it. That's what brings my report.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else have anything, any questions?
Is this for the education agenda?
Yeah, that education agenda, yes.
So the common sense doctor.org, do you know what that is?
Do I know what it is?
For Dr. Sutton, can you
That's
explain?
on the service for special education.
Oh, so
What?
on the agenda,
So
so,
that's part of Dr. Wilson's report on December. It's, so special ed falls under the education agenda, but Dr. Wilson provides a report around special education.
Right.
Okay.
Chairperson. So that's my report. So
Oh, okay.
And that chairperson isn't here, so
would you like information about it?
Yes,
thank
please.
So yes, it is to provide for a district to
Oh, that's, yeah, that was.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson.
My apologies. It is to provide for a district physician so that standing orders for over-the-counter medications as well as consultation can be provided to the district. So we had a provider previously, they no longer provide that service, so we had to contract with someone new, and this allows us to be able to do so. And this individual helped us during the COVID and pandemic times, so it's someone that was also familiar to the district.
Thank
So,
you.
so will that physician be housed or just called?
So it's on consultation only. So that person will meet with our district nurses to provide weekly meetings, as well as myself and the lead nurse. We'll also execute standing orders that are necessary, but that person is not in-house with the district, it's consultation.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you, Dr.
Okay, now we'll have the Human Resources Report by myself. As Chair as Human Resources. The Healthcare Trust Board meeting was held on April 16th, 2024, to go over the month of March financials for the consortium and receive updates from the Wellbeing and Mental Health Committees. As of February 29th, 2024, the Chester Upland School District has had no cause claims for 2023 to 2024 school year. A high-cost claim is considered medical claims that exceed $200,000. The district is also happy to report that through its participation in the Maintain Don't Gain Challenge, we received one $20 Wawa gift card and 6 water bottles or soup mugs for employees. The district looks forward to participating in the trek to the Summit Challenge, which begins on April 22nd. National Walk at Lunch Day is April 24th and is intended to promote health and wellness. A brisk 30-minute walk can help people decrease the risk of heart attack and type 2 diabetes, maintain a healthy weight, improve muscle tone, reduce stress. The HR department participated in the DCIU job fair on March 20th. The HR department engaged with over 35 potential professionals and has been following and scheduling interviews for various positions throughout the district. The HR department will be participating in the Bountiful Blessings Job Fair at Chester High School. The district had a successful outcome last year and were able to hire many support staff members as a result. The HR department has begun partnering with Gallagher and its benefits vendors for the 2024 to 2025 open enrollment, which is expected to take place June 3rd through June 14th with an effective date of July 1st. That's the conclusion of my report. Are there any questions?
Is this just the HR department that's participating in the Health Challenge Walk, or is it the entire district?
I believe it's the entire district. Dr. Pless, is that correct? Is it the entire district participating in the walk? What is it? What did I say?
It sounded like it was the Brisk Walk
The brisk
Challenge, or the
walk.
challenge that you are, is that just?
So we were just reporting that that day is National Walk and Lunch Day, so it's a national holiday, so. We do help the wellness for our employees, so it's something that we've been out, so it's for everyone to participate in.
Okay.
So did you all do it last year?
We
That's
did,
cool.
we did the, full track, Sunday challenge as well.
A lot of participation?
Yes, I believe we received 3 Apple Watches that we were able to raffle off. So that's based on the percentage of employees who participate, so we'll be participating again this year.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. West.
That bountiful blessings, job fair,
Mhm.
Chester High School, did we get the hours during the day?
We have the time of the job fair from Bountiful Blessings that they're
It
doing.
is during the actual school day, but I'm not sure of the
Exact
specific
time,
time.
okay. Yeah, you just gave a date. It's June.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
Hold on one second.
June 4th.
You said the Bountiful Blessings
Job.
job fair.
I didn't hear the date, I'm sorry. It's on May 14th.
Yeah, not really.
11 a.m. to 1 p.m. May 13th.
May 1st.
May 14th?
Correct.
Okay, I thought I heard something.
No, I
9
didn't.
a.m. to
It
1
was all wrong, Director Hale.
One.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so there's no other questions. We'll move on to our financial ESSA report from Director Raleigh.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The areas that I'll be moving into first will be the audits. The fiscal year 2021 is coming to a close. The auditors, Valley, will be actively engaging with the Chester Upland School District by the end of April or early May 24, which means it's closing out. You will see on the April 25th, the next meeting of the receiver, a letter of commitment from Mally to move on to the fiscal years 2021 to 22, 22 to 23. Those are the areas that's being covered under the audit. The budget for 24-25 is continued meetings to discuss and determine the financial and operational impact of the following: personnel, assessing current human resources needs, increasing health care and other benefit costs, and the costs to meet demand of a growing elementary population. 2, an impact of depleting extra funds on curriculum, personnel, and after-school and summer programs. 4, the application of both an existing federal, state, and grant awards. 5, preparing the documents to meet the Pennsylvania Department of Education new by location costs, the requirements. Under other areas that we're working on in the business office, that we're pursuing the temporary and contractual support to assist with upcoming grant monitoring scheduled near the end of the school year. Due to the continued negotiations to reduce penalties and interest by the receiver and the LLC, final payments have been made on all delinquent IRS obligations. The payable status is 85% less than 90 days, the remainder 50% greater than 90 days. Contract negotiations continue. We have someone new on staff that we'd like to welcome, Mr. Amar Rothwell, as our new child accounting specialist. That's my report. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Raleigh.
So you said, the special counsel is to finalize 23 and 20, that's the tax assessment. Were you referring to C8, approval for Chester Upland? The contract with the milling, that's for our taxes? They're finishing up the past taxes?
It says to audit the financial statements of governmental entities.
Did you mention something about the 2022 taxes of,
That was under your audits in 2021 that I was talking about.
and they're finishing 21?
They'll be beginning 2024
In April
at the
and
end of this month.
in this month, but they're in
We
April.
also contracted for them to do 2022 and 23 as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gathers.
You're welcome.
Can I ask one question? For, this line item is say to accept Delaware County Community College fiscal.
C9.
Yes, C9. What is that, what is that for? What is that budget line for?
So, in, I'm on the recognition,
Mrs. Gathers, you want to come up to the mic?
I'm sorry.
correct me if I'm wrong. So Delaware County, I'm assuming that, it's their budget, and they have to budget for us sending students there for,
Dual enrollment?
dual enrollment. And so we are accepting their budget, number for the student enrollment, the dual enrollment.
That's
So that's what that,
That's done every year. I served as a liaison to the Delaware County Board. I haven't had a meeting thus far this year, so that's why I didn't know this was coming.
So is this based on a certain population of students, or is this based on like how many students we had enrolled in dual enrollment last year?
it is based on a certain population of students, and I believe the attachment that, that's with it, I don't know if you have the attachment or not, indicates what, the number of students that it
The
involves.
attachment that we'll have for the receivers.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any more questions? Okay.
I had one about the program, but that was during academics. Are students already signing up for that? For the summer program?
Oh, no, it's just an advertisement. I guess it's forthcoming, flyer
No, it's
out.
already up there. People are
It's
signing
out,
up.
people.
It's on the website.
So last year you were very successful with that. Is the capacity larger this year?
We still have the limited funds that we had last year, so we have the same number in mind.
Which was 300?
200.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we'll hear from the IT report from Director Johnson.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I have one item to report tonight. It is the scholarship system. The scholarship system will allow students to badge into school for attendance, and it will also include a visitors management system. Emails have been sent out to all principals regarding the devices, and a part of the system implementation, technicians will be dispatched to all of the schools to ensure that the devices are operational. So staff, you will be receiving training that will be scheduled for you, and documents will be created for the training information as well. So please be mindful to be aware of that information that's coming out. More information will be coming forth, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Any questions? All right, and I think finally,
I'm
will-
assuming that means everybody will have an ID.
Well, this is for students, yes.
okay, so we'll move on to our facilities report. Director Washington?
My facilities report is as follows. Toby Farms Intermediate School will have a project that includes installation of new HVAC and windows. Additional work includes painting, flooring, and lighting. It's going to be done in phases. The CUSA is going to have a chiller installed for the HVAC system. All shop drawings have been approved and the chiller is on order. The expected delivery date is April the 15th, which is passed. Coosa Elementary will also have windows ordered, and the delivery date is forthcoming. There's also going to be work done on the district marquee signs. They're going to be all electronic and updated. Scope of work for the electronic marquee signs are Chester High School, Edgemont Scholars Academy, Toby Farm School, Main Street School, STEM Academy, and Coosa. There's also going to be a project for the rehabilitation and reconstruction of new playgrounds at the following schools: Chester Upland School of the Arts, Main Street Elementary School, Edgemont Scholars Academy. And there's going to be a further assessment for of whatever playgrounds have not been already worked on. There's going to be new windows at the 1350 Edgemont Avenue. Existing windows are leaking and causing facilities damage. And there's going to be a new camera system at 1350 to ensure that all the cameras are working properly and operational. And that is the extent of my facilities presentation.
Okay, Director Washington, did you say there's going to be new marquees at all the schools?
Either new or repaired.
Yes. Ms. Arnold, I'm glad to hear that.
The roof.
We got-
Hold on. The roof at Toby Farms, that roof was put on by the state. It has the insurance on it is still good.
I don't know.
I know.
Yes, it is. You have a warranty on the roof and Toby.
We have a warranty on the roof at Toby. At Toby Farms.
So, I have a question. Is this the remaining of the ESSER money? Because isn't that over on the 2024 September?
Yes.
Yeah.
September 2024 is,
September 30th, 2024.
So that money basically has to be
It's already
allocated, not
accounted?
necessarily spent.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
I think the money has to be allocated, not necessarily spent.
No,
It all has to be
it has to
spent.
be completed September, all of the invoicing and charging has to be completed by September 30th, 2024.
Is some of what Mr. Washington is speaking of a part of ESSER's that's being completed?
some of the projects are ESSER projects, some of them are capital improvement projects. And our team meets weekly around these ESSER and capital projects.
I know you're still visiting. The projects.
So in the 24-25 budget, that's the money that's depleted, was going to be depleted. Programs that we carried under that money, will a new budget be able to carry forth those programs with it?
That's what we have to determine in terms of budgeting as we actually pretty much finalize our budgeting period. We have a retreat on Monday to present to the receiver as well, but those are considerations that you have to have. What is still sustainable? How will that change? Because the ESSER dollars are going away.
Do you foresee some programs going away?
I don't know if I foresee programs going away. Thinking about how positions will look differently, we absolutely have to consider. Even we won't have the ESSER funding.
Okay.
I mean, we knew that the ESSER funds were going to have to be utilized years ago, actually, so there should be no big surprises as to far as what we still have to maintain out of our out of overhead.
Right, and most of our ESSER dollars is around projects
Right.
versus staff.
So when will they start the marquees?
I believe that's,
Marquee times have already been started. So they're all getting brand new marquees, so there was a separate process that had to be completed for the electrical work first, and then the fabrication of the signs. We're in the process of doing that now, and then installation will come afterwards.
So the old ones were not repairable.
And all of the marquee signs will be brand new.
Yeah, that was my fault. I misspoke. I think that the electrical systems, that have to be done first is what I was thinking about as far as maintenance is concerned. So I stand corrected. Thank you.
So the marquee signs will be able to display the same message. The only way we were able to do that is that they all had to be the brand new signs under the new software system. So we'll be able to broadcast out messages from administration to each of the schools.
But I believe aside from the electrical, whatever's needed in terms of groundwork, that is starting soon, correct?
So that all of that is now been completed. They're in the fabrication stage now. So some schools had none, some schools because they're moving locations. Some schools we had to make sure that the current electrical work right now can sustain the new ones, so that work has been completed. And then the next stage would be the fabrication of it. So I believe Total Forms was the only one that had cracked foundation, and that has been corrected as well.
Thank
all
you.
right, thank you, Dr. Glass.
I know you didn't mention it, but is anything being done about replacing the overhang at Toby Farms, or is that just gone? It used to be similar to, I guess we would call it a porch
Mm-hmm.
roof out front.
Overhang.
Is that going to be replaced, or it's just,
I don't know if the overhang was a part of the
There
project.
is no plan right now
No,
to reconstruct that.
no.
So the front of the building is a part of the construction project, but there's no plan right now to reintroduce like that porch awning piece now.
thank you.
Dr. Arnold, earlier in our meetings earlier, we discussed that the committee of the whole meeting is an invitation for the public to come in and sit and listen in on the board's engagement with the cabinet members of the district. And then during that engagement, you can create or formulate questions that will be asked on the public comment section of the receivers meeting. So that's why there's no space on the agenda for public comment in this space.
Can we say it? Thank you.
Anybody else have anything?
There's no agenda for the receiver here.
This is the receiver's agenda. The committee of the whole agenda is this right here is the receiver's agenda, the stapled agenda. This is the same agenda for the receivers meeting. We just have it in advance, a week in advance.
All right, does anybody else have anything? Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
If I could, I just wanted to go back to the marquees because I want to make sure you have all the information. So again, tomorrow they will be setting the footers and poles for KUSA and STEM.
They'll be setting them.
The poles for the marquees. I knew that there was some work happening. So it's tomorrow. Yes.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. No. So is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Move that the meeting be adjourned.
A second.
Most second.
This meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.